Welcome back, folks, to another one of my videos. So my name is Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past 5 or so years I've been coaching and supporting people to succeed in the police recruitment process. So well over 2,000 people now, that's my very conservative estimate, have got in as a result of my support, so something I'm really pleased about. So if you're watching this on Facebook, if you like what you're hearing, please do like this post, or any comments below about what I'm about to present, or anything at all actually, any questions you might have, fire away. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and when I bring out further videos, you'll be informed of them in your email queue. How fantastic is that? So today I'm going to speak about something which is really confusing a lot of my clients, and that's the interview process that many forces introduce either before the assessment centre or after the assessment centre. And instead of just assessing you against the competency framework, the old competency framework that's been knocking around for well over a decade now, you're now being assessed against the Competency and Values Framework. Now, this is something I'm entirely supportive of, because I believe the police service should be recruiting for values and then developing your competence. At the moment, what they're doing is they're assessing your competence, and it's almost like they're hoping for the best in respect of values. Now, this can really come back and bite police forces in the future. If they recruit people with the wrong sort of values, then it's going to have a huge impact on individuals, families, and communities. So they've got to get it right, and I think this is a good move to try and do exactly that. However, when you look at the Competency and Values Framework, it can be a little bit confusing. So it all starts off with values, and then we've got these 4 cluster areas around the values of transparency, impartiality, integrity, and public service. But it does get complicated, because if you read the document in depth, you're going to find phrases like competencies being mentioned, clusters, excuse me, behaviours, values, and then to make it even more confusing, different levels. And it also goes on to talk about role profiles. So all of this can be used to develop role profiles. So on first read, you're going to read it and think, I have no idea what this is all about. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit simpler for you. For those my clients, I'm going to make it a lot simpler for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to present to you the area of transparency. So when you look at the value of transparency, it describes certain behaviours. And there's several of them, but some of them just do not lend themselves to an interview question. However, these do. So you could get asked, can you tell me about a time when you've had to explain your rationale for a decision? Can you tell me about a time when you've been accountable for a difficult decision? Can you tell me about a time when you've developed yourself? Now, these questions are starting to get harder, folks, and I'm all for it. So, explaining your rationale behind a decision, a difficult decision. How often do you really do that? So you're going to have to start thinking ahead now. So when you do make difficult decisions, either in the workplace or volunteering or in your sporting life, start thinking about how you explained your rationale to others for that decision. Because unless you've actually done these things, you're not going to be able to answer the question. Similarly with accountability, how often do we actually explain to others the background to our decision if we've made a difficult one? Or do we just make the decision and hope for the best? And in respect of developing yourself, how exactly do you go about developing yourself? How exactly do you seek feedback from others after you've done something that's been challenging? What are you doing at this moment in time to further develop your skills? So I'm coaching someone at the moment who talks about how they've been developing their skills in sign language and how they've been immersing themselves in the deaf community to try and understand what it's like to be someone who's deaf, who's living in one of the communities that she hopes to be a police officer in the future. And I'm quite sure she will be. So there you go, folks. There's just one of them, transparency. For my clients, if you're watching this, go to my client-only group on Facebook, and you'll see me talking about the rest of the values as well, giving you an idea about how to present your answer. So in all of these, we're not changing really the way we structure our answers. The structure's still going to be the same. It's just a question that's going to be a bit harder now, because it's going to be around values. as opposed to just competence. So there's other videos I've got on YouTube that explain the structure of an interview answer. So if you've not seen them already, go and look for my videos on the SAL model. I don't like the STAR model. STAR, situation, task, action, response. A lot of people people often get very confused about the task and the action, what the difference is. So my new model is the SAL model. S, situation, and then describe the impact on others. The A is my aim and what options I considered. The second A is the actions I took, but importantly, how I went about doing those things I'm claiming that I've done. The last parts are the result. I don't want the world to be a rosy place, because it isn't. Sometimes things don't work out, which then allows us to talk about the learning at the very end. So what did we learn from this process? So I hope that helps, folks. If you've got any questions, like I said, post them below in the comments box, whether this be on Facebook or YouTube. And as I said before, if you like this, then please do like my page or like this post. And I'll invite you to a secret Facebook group. There's over 3,000 members now, all supporting each other in a very ethical way to join the police service. So I'm very pleased that that group is growing, sometimes hard every day to keep up with all the posts, as you can imagine, with over 3,000 members. So until next time, folks, signing off here from sunny Manchester. Just so you're aware of where we are, this is one of the seminar rooms. About half an hour's time, all the delegates are going to arrive for one of my assessment centre seminars. So I best sign off, because they're going to start turning up now, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye now.